Okay, class. We're gonna do a little video so I can show you how to set up your InDesign document for your trifold brochure. Um, your main task is to, figure out your band um, and research all of the different items that are listed in the assignment sheet. So I would suggest, you do some sketches or, you guys have been really good about thinking and planning before you get to this layout stage. But if you feel comfortable enough, and some of you may be feeling very comfortable in setting up your InDesign file before next week, you can do so. Okay, so I would suggest that you have your paper mockup in hand when you're setting up your digital InDesign file, because I'm going to use it as a reference. All right. So we're going to create a brand new document to start for our trifold brochure. We are going to be formatting it for print, just like our other projects. We're going to add a couple new things to our setup. And so some of this may look new, okay? For the units, you need to use inches. That should look familiar. For our orientation, right, for a brochure, when it's flat and, opened up, it is landscape, and so it's horizontal. So we're going to make sure we click on this, and then we're going to uncheck facing pages. When we use that facing pages, it'll be a big day, but you're going to uncheck that for now. For the first time, we're going into here under columns, and you're going to put 3 columns, okay, because it's 3. For our margins, you're going to do 0.25, so it's half an inch, a quarter of an inch, and it will automatically update these if your measurements are, like, if that little link is activated. If not, just double check you put 0.25, not 25, just 0.25, quarter of an inch. For the bleed and the slug, we can keep this as it is, and then you're going to hit create. All right. So here is our InDesign layout, and I'm going to move this over here. Need this for now. And as you can see, we have our 1 page, okay? For your trifold brochure, some students ask, like, how are they going to print the 2 sides, right? We're actually going to create a second page, okay? But I want to set up our panels first. So let's save our file. So I'm going to save this file. I'm going to save a new folder. Okay. Sure. Save. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do, we saved it, great. Know where you save it to. And then the next thing is I'm gonna get my text tool, and I'm gonna create 3 text boxes, right? This is where your mock-up comes in handy. I have mine in front of me. It's the mock-up that you numbered, okay? So you're gonna open up one side of that mock-up, like, so it's completely open, and you're going to see 3 numbers facing you, okay? So I'm looking at 2, 4, and 5, okay? So the numbers that I'm putting in my InDesign file right now, they're just going to be temporary, because I want to make sure that my file is organized. and I know where I'm putting the content. So this can look however you want. I just want to make sure that I number my my panels. Okay, so I'm gonna copy Command C and then paste that. I'm just going to put it on the bottom. Then my next number, if I'm looking at my paper mock-up, is 4. So that's my 4th panel. I'm going to select it, copy, paste. Okay. The next number for me is 5. Okay. So everyone's might be different. If you used the way that I folded and unfolded the panel in the video, your numbers might be very similar to mine, but it can be different. Okay, so I've got my number, my panels numbered, right? So this is the panel 1, like panel 2, 4, and 5. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to duplicate this page so I don't have to create the text boxes again. So I'm just going to go to my pages and I'm going to click on that first page and I'm going to drag it to that icon at the bottom near the little trash can. And it's going to create 2 pages. Okay, so I'm going to zoom out, Command minus, I'm going to zoom out. You can see I have 2 pages. So these represent the front and the back of my brochure eventually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to number, I'm going to flip my paper mock-up over, and on the other side, I'm going to fill in the numbers that I wrote down on the paper so it reflects the same thing on my InDesign. Okay, and I'm going to save it. So moving forward, right? So now when you want to place your content, you can make your text boxes, you can place your images, you can put your backgrounds in. A couple things just to note. These these pink markers, you can see them, okay? But this will not print. And if you would like, just so you know, if you wanted a background color that goes all across, you know, a black background color that goes all across your panels, you can create that rectangle, right, to create that full background color. And I'm going to choose I'm going to do like a baby blue. Okay, so you can see that I covered the numbers. If the numbers become a little bit kind of in the way for you, you can always move it down here and you should still be able to see it while you're working. Okay, so I have a blue background. You're going to start placing things, text boxes and stuff. If you preview this, there's no dividers, no lines. Okay, so I know sometimes like you can go all the way across and all you have to do is just remember where to fold it. I know sometimes those pink lines, they kind of make people a little bit afraid to go beyond a certain point. But I just want to make sure that you can go all the way across. You do not have to stop your design at that pink line, okay? Unless you want to. You do not have to have a design. Let me see, copy and paste. You don't have to have your design look like this, okay? Okay, you don't have to have it look like that unless you want to. You see, there's a difference. So you can have this, I'm going to delete this. If you want your middle panel to be blue, you can do that, right? But I just want to make sure that you're not feeling like that pink line is going to stop you. Okay. It's just for reference as a guide. Um, but that's just really how you set up your file for your brochure. You guys have done your work in InDesign, so I know that you are probably more familiar with it, but if you need to ask any questions about how to place a text box, or I know some of like the images might be, um, I know people have issues with some of the images and how they work, but if you need a refresher, let me know. But that's it. So don't forget to keep saving your file while you're working, okay? And then save. All right, I'll see you next time.